this installment, I'm going to talk about some necessities of life, no matter where you live, and a kind of housing that is unique to Oak Park. I'm also going to talk about a foundational entity, at least of modern Oak Park. Oak Park is blessed with so many different grocery stores, lots of chains, and some beloved independents, just like Carnival Grocery. G is for grocery store. Sugar Beet Co-op also has a huge fan base, and you don't even have to belong to the co-op to shop here. People were so excited when Pete's replaced the old Dominic's. It's become so successful, they're opening another one in Central Oak Park. In our family, we call this the Little Jewel. It's closest to our home, and we pop in all the time for necessities. So I'm standing here in the parking lot of what, in our family, we call the Big Jewel, the Jewel in River Forest, as opposed to the two little jewels that are in Oak Park. When we first moved to Oak Park, this is where we did almost all of our shopping, and it's been expanded and modernized many times over the years that we've lived here. They've got everything that you could want, but they don't always have all the specialty foods. And now we're more about convenience, and so we probably only come here about once a month at most, because we run over to the Little Jewel by our house and we go to lots of other stores. But this is the biggest store around in the Oak Park River Forest area, and you'll do well shopping here. Aldi's returned in a big way to Forest Park last year, and people love it. Caught up short by the cart situation, even though I knew it, I still forgot. And even though I have quarter on me, I'm just not going to bother. It still seems like a step too far. I'm just going to go in and look around. In the Aldi Finds aisle, I'm going to buy some filler balls. I don't need a cart for that. Oak Park has a Trader Joe's too. As with other stores, but especially with Trader Joe's, I buy a lot of flowers and plants here. Some raspberries. Years ago, what made us regular Trader Joe's shoppers is we discovered that our beloved Natalie's orange juice, which we had discovered in Florida, is sold at Trader Joe's under their own brand name. But it is really Natalie's. You have to go for the unpasteurized, so drink it quickly. My husband was just talking last night about starting to cook with ginger. Yeah, I know we're very late to that bandwagon, so I think I'll buy him some. I'm a fan of this fried rice.
So you want the big greasy cups?
And some of the fish too.
Oh, I see the mini milk peanut butter ones. Yeah, I see them.
Not seeing the fish today. I have to say, it's one thing I don't like about Trader Joe's. You fall in love with something, they don't have it anymore. Found it. They just moved it across. I like the mahi-mahi burgers and the salmon burgers. And the shrimp burgers too, but these are even better. I think that'll do me today at Trader Joe's. Practically across the street from Trader Joe's, we've got a Whole Foods in River Forest. And yep, I always go for the flowers first. Now I'm inside Whole Foods. First thing I see are Rainier cherries and dragon fruits. This is the kind of thing that people come to Whole Foods for. You're not going to necessarily find those at the Jewel. I am in search of soy milk. I don't think any of these are the kind that he wants, so I'm going to leave open-handed. But I'll go look for some other things that I like to get at this store. Just take a look. I tend not to be a regular Whole Foods shopper, but I do come here before I'm entertaining. It's easier to come here and get specialty cheeses, fancy hors d'oeuvres, and of course some nice wine, rather than running around to Binny's or a million other stores. So, I love their free cheese samples. Let's go see what they have. I'm also a frequent purchaser when I do come here of some specialty olives, which are conveniently located right behind the cheese and opposite the wine. Why, thank you, Whole Foods. Don't mind if I do. My last favorite part of Whole Foods is the bakery. Although I usually make my own desserts when I entertain, I have been known to come here and buy some chocolate cake. The main thing I get at the bakery section when I entertain is some bread, often a baguette. Moving from food to shelter. Oak Park has an early version of tract housing known as the Gunderson District. Built by S.T. Gunderson and Sons, most are designed by architect Frank DeMoney in the American Foursquare style. This is the first Gunderson I sold several years ago, a mini Gunderson on the 800 block of Elmwood, South Elmwood, one block over from the street named for the Gundersons. This is the most recent Gunderson I've shown to buyers. Alas, it didn't suit. And in fact, I think this house is what convinced my buyers they don't really like old. We'll see. They're going to live in Chicago now, in Bucktown. Maybe they'll come back to Oak Park someday. It had beautiful woodwork, as they all do. Moving from food and shelter to healthcare, Oak Park's got you covered. Oak Park Hospital is now part of the Rush system, and also West Suburban Hospital, our oldest hospital in Oak Park. So historic, it's got its own markers, just as much of else in Oak Park does. The older building is used for the College of Nursing, but never fear, there is a very modern, up-to-date facility for all of your healthcare needs. H is for the Oak Park Regional Housing Center. I truly believe this is one of the most important places in all of Oak Park. The Housing Center was founded in 1972 by Bobby Raymond after Oak Park voted in 1968 to affirm open housing, as it was called then. We know it as fair housing today. There was a great fear among some Oak Parkers that this would lead to white flight. So to head that off at the pass, to make sure that Oak Park remained an integrated community and did not resegregate, she opened the Housing Center with her sociologist background in an effort to make sure that renters and homeowners came to Oak Park and looked at all different quadrants of the village. And it is going strong today. What does the Housing Center do? Primarily, they're a matchmaking service between renters and landlords or owners who have units to rent. By maintaining lists of available units, many of which are not in the MLS, they're able to help potential renters of all income levels, there is no floor or ceiling, to work with the Housing Center. Learn about all the different micro neighborhoods in Oak Park. Landlords receive free advertising for their units and some pre-screening of the applicants, and it works out very well for all concerned. By providing rental counseling to landlords and owners, they help maintain the spirit of fair housing, and not only the spirit, but the law that makes Oak Park an attractive place to live, where renters know they're not going to be discriminated against. The Housing Center also provides periodic classes in credit repair and on the home owning process, helping renters when they're ready to put down roots to become part of our wonderful community. And as it has been since 1972, all of this work is done through the lens of counteracting steering and making Oak Park a proactively integrated community. The Housing Center affirmatively markets Oak Park as a community that's welcoming to people of all races, and in turn, it attracts those kind of people who want to come and live here. And once we became known as a welcoming community in terms of race, attracting people of different races, biracial families and individuals, multicultural racial families and individuals, we also started attracting gay and lesbian individuals, couples, and their families. They have found Oak Park to be a place where they can live openly and comfortably with those whom they love. And so, for the last 40 plus years, all of those different kinds of diverse groups moving here have attracted not only those within those groups, but a much broader swath of people who want to live in such a progressive, enriching, welcoming community as Oak Park. And it's all thanks to Bobby Raymond. So H is for Housing Center. If you liked that installment of Oak Park Love Letters, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about what I talked about, if you have your own ideas for those letters, I'd love to hear what your favorite things are. And of course, give me a call if you want to buy or sell real estate. 708-212-1122.